back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today, and before I even get started, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. I know I don't have a lot, but it just makes me happy that people are interested in the content that I'm providing for you guys, and I hope you will stick with me as I continue through this journey with YouTube. Today I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my debt story. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit background just because I am doing budget videos and I am in the process of trying to get debt free, hopefully by the end of the year. But I wanted to give you guys some insight and background into how I got into debt, what I have in debt, and things like that. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned. If you guys like this video, please make sure to like it. For all those new viewers that are watching this video, don't forget to hit subscribe so that way in the future you can see more videos like this. And let's get started. Okay, so I have my little notes here, so don't mind that. This is just the little timeline that I have of the past few years of my life. But let's start off with after high school. So after high school, I went to school for an associate's degree in interior design. I went there for 2 years. Between high school and college, I was really stressed out with my classes. In college specifically, I was wanting to focus on school, so I didn't really create or apply for any jobs besides the internship I had towards the end. And in high school, I didn't have any jobs. Now, when I was in college, the second year, I did start babysitting, so that helped create a little bit of income. But overall, I didn't work retail, I didn't have a job until I graduated in September of 2015, and then I got a job in October. And that was just a typical retail job. And let's see where I'm at. So because I graduated in September, that would have made my payments to begin in March, I think, but I did my best to pay a little bit ahead. So I think from what I checked a few months ago, or it may have only been a month ago, supposedly I am basically $1,000 ahead. So I would deposit or transfer like $100 here, $150 there. I tried my best to just to put my money towards it as much as I could. But like I said, I was babysitting, and then I also had a part-time retail job. And so I didn't make that much money, but at least it was something. So then once March or the spring hit, that's when I started actually having the monthly payments. And then I actually got injured in February of 2016. So right after, or actually I guess right before my payments started going out for my loans. And so this wasn't injury on the job, it was just at home. I'm a huge klutz. I have injured myself so many times, and I'll go into that a little bit more later, not too relevant for this video, but I wanted to give you guys a backstory on that. And then November of the next year, November of 2016, that same year, I ended up having surgery on my wrist to help with the injury. And then I was working at the same job still, nothing's changed. But then in July of the next year, 2017, I actually had surgery again to remove the screws and basically all the hardware that they put in my arm. And so, as you can see, or as you can probably get an idea, I had medical bills starting to line up. And so I believe when I had the co-pays for my surgery and the doctor bills, I believe I would put some of it on my Discover. And then the end of that year, I actually started using every dollar. So it's been pretty much 2 years this January that I've been using it. And that kind of helped me get an idea of how to start budgeting. And then in July of 2018, I got a new job. And then from there on, let's see, nothing really changed. I did still babysit at that point, So I had that and my new job going on, still making monthly payments, and my monthly payments for my loan it increased every so many years. So I believe I started out with like $88 a month. It was pretty low, but it worked for me because I wasn't having a big income, if that makes sense. And so February 2019, just last year, I ended up leasing a car. Right before that, I was sharing a car with my dad, and so it was just very inconvenient for both of us. If I had to go to work, he couldn't go anywhere. If he had to run errands or go shop, like grocery shopping, and what else? And yeah, it was just a huge inconvenience. And so I ended up saving about, I think I put $3,000 down for the down payment. I saved about $4,000 in my savings account before the lease. And so here I have the actual amount for the total of the lease. So the total amount for the lease, that would be my loan, would be $14,352.80. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. I'll go ahead and give you guys more numbers later. But that's for the lease. Late March, I actually started getting new symptoms from lupus. So it started affecting my heart, and not really in a scary way. I mean, it was definitely scary when I first had these symptoms, but I would get really bad chest pain, high heart rate, and I ended up going to the emergency room 4 times that year because of it, and it just got so bad. I'm still actually dealing with it today, but for the most part, it's been under control just up until a couple months ago. And so as you can tell, for ER bills adds up. And so I ended up putting that on the Discover. And why, you may ask? Not only because it's expensive, but in October that same year, last October, I broke my foot. And so my job, I have to be on my feet all day. I have to climb ladders. It's a lot of manual labor. And so of course I wasn't able to work. I actually ended up being off for 5 months. I was on disability, thankfully, so I did have a little bit of income, but I did have to charge a lot to my Discover, and I did have some savings saved up, so I did use a little bit of that towards bills. But yeah, I was from October to the end of February, early March, I was off that whole time from work. I was actually on crutches until I think January or February. It was a really long time just because I had the delay in healing, not really in the bone itself, but I know that's a whole other story. But my lupus, I believe, kind of created a little bit of a delay in my healing process. So I had the ER bills, I had a foot injury causing no work, I had a little bit of income coming in from the disability, and then holidays hit, so I did have sinking funds at that point for holidays, but I think I went over a little bit, so I put some on my PayPal. So now that you kind of know my history with everything that kind of went on financial wise, I want to take you guys through all the numbers. So starting off with my student loans, I had 4. I had a direct subsidized Stafford loan, I had a direct unsubsidized, I feel like that's a tongue twister, a direct unsubsidized Stafford, we had, so it was like 2 of each, basically 1 for each year. I should say, yeah, 1 of each for each year, because I was in school for 2 years. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the original amounts. So, according to my account, the original amount of my direct subsidized Stafford from my first year was $3,500, and then the subsidized Stafford, oh no, I'm sorry, unsubsidized Stafford was $2,000 for the first year. And then for the subsidized Stafford for the second year, it was $2,771. That is $2,000, $771. And then for the second year of unsubsidized Stafford, I paid $3,729. So that gave me a grand total of $12. And that is not the full loan amount. That is just what's under my name. My parents were able to take out a Parent Plus loan, and so actually a majority of the loan is under their name. And I am working to pay it off. I do give them monthly payments for that. This is just what's under my name. So that ended up being $12,000. Okay, sorry about that. My dog ended up finding something to bark at, causing a little bit of noise. So I am going to go ahead and give you guys the amount on the Discover as of the beginning of January of this year. It was at $1,674.40, and that is with some payments. So it was definitely more than that. It was hard to find on my home or my account information exactly how much I owed. I kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of what I was spending and using it, because I was using it. And overall, I did pretty good as far as paying it off, but then once the ER bills came in and everything, I had to start charging it. So that's what it was at the beginning of the year. And then I also had another card, another credit card, and I didn't really use that too much, but I did need some new clothes, and so I ended up using that. And at the beginning of 2020 in January, it was at $729.51. And then due to the holidays, I ended up charging a little under $400 on PayPal. It was $395.65. And as far as what I owed at the beginning of January for my student loans, the total was $8,131.60. So that's where I was at the beginning of the year, just to give you guys an idea of from the very beginning of starting to get into debt until this year. And now that I've gone over the beginning of the year, I want to go over what I ended up, or what I'm currently at. So as of the beginning of May, I actually don't have anything charged on my PayPal. I don't have anything charged anymore on my other credit card. I paid those off. And then my Discover, I actually only had $193 left, which sounds kind of stupid why I left that amount, but if you want to know more why I left that weird amount left from April, feel free to check out my May budget with me. But I pretty much got that down. And then my student loan, I was at $7,337.94. It doesn't seem like I made that much progress, but remember there is interest up until COVID started, as well as my low monthly payments and lower income. So that hopefully explains that a little bit. And then as far as my car lease, I am at $7,334.25. So that's where I'm at, and hopefully by the end of the year I will not have anything on my student loans. My Discover and my other credit card will be paid for, and if I use it for any purchases, it will all be paid off. And then my car lease will be the only thing that I owe, and I won't be paying that off ahead of time just because I was advised it's not really a smart idea. And as far as my current payment, the car, I am paying $349.25 as my minimum monthly payment, and my student loan is $106.39 as my minimum monthly payment. Of course, I am contributing as much more income to my student loan as I can. That's just what is required for me, except right now with COVID, I'm not having to pay anything. It's in forbearance, but I'm still paying it just because I want to take advantage of the no interest fees. So So I hope that has helped you guys learn a little bit more about me as a person, but kind of get an understanding of my background and how I started in debt. Please don't judge my purchases or my debt. Everyone, you know, has made mistakes. I have made mistakes. And I don't judge anyone for those. I think what's important is that people that have made mistakes, especially financial mistakes, once they realize the mistake, they own up to it, they take accountability, and they do their best to fix the problem. So that way those mistakes won't be made in the future. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to hit that like button. For all my new viewers, don't forget to hit subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. I would love to know your guys' debt story, any progress or success you've made. If anyone is completely debt-free, I would love to know. That helps motivate and inspire not only me but others, and I'm sure others would like to see that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.